legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power of you controlling your breathing. That power that's available to you all the time, wherever you are in life. That power to reconnect to your greatest gift right now. Your presence, your being. Your infinitely intelligent being. The same stuff we're all made of. And with that stuff that we're made of, we can control the most powerful supercomputer in the universe. Your mind. But only you can do it. Only you can control your own mind. So let's do that right now, and let's see the future. Today, our time together, let's see ourselves doing the best we can on every single exercise and stretch. For this is not only the gym that we have available to us right now, in this space wherever we are, but it is also the gym of life, where we grow our minds all the time. Good morning, determination. How's everyone doing today? Another great day, wherever we are. Today for myself, I'm indoors. Maybe you yourself are indoors as well too. Wherever you are, let's go. Let's make this the best gym period we've ever had. It may not be exactly where we want to be. We may not be in school or at work where we really want to be, but wherever we are right now, let's do this to the best of our ability. Here we go, determination, here we go. When I say go, we're going to start jogging on the spot for 1 minute. Ready, and go. And as always, we're thinking about our breathing, focused on our breathing. Feeling that power of us always being able to control our breath. Even when our heart starts beating faster, whether it's through exercise, whether it's through something stressful, something maybe we might be afraid of or we don't like, we get to control our breathing. The same way we get to control our thoughts. And our thoughts affect our feelings. So if we can control our thoughts, we can control our feelings. Almost there, everyone, almost there. Keep going. Keep going, determination, keep going. And stop. All right. You can walk on the spot, or you can walk side to side as you recover your breathing. Always feeling that power of you controlling your breathing. This is the best. What we have right now, wherever you are, you've got your mind and your body in the gym of life. And you get to be your best right now on whatever stretches, exercises we're about to do together. Here we go. Here we go, determination. That's why I love gym. Gym is the best. Grow your mind in the gym of life. Here we go. Let's do 10 shoulder rolls forward. Ready, everyone? Here we go. The best 10 shoulder rolls forward ever. Still controlling our breathing. Shoulders all the way up and around as high as we can towards our ears. And backwards. Again, feel the power of you controlling your body right now. In these simple movements, simple motions, you get to control your body. The way you control your mind, same way. Alright, and let's do arm circles forward, everyone. Arm circles forward, 10 big ones forward. Feeling the joy of our arms moving through space. Alright, and backwards. Excellent. Alright, everyone, let's put our hands on our hips, bend the knees, and side stretch. There we go. 5 on each side. Alright, and let's twist our bodies. Here we go. Feet flat on the floor. 5 on each side. Really thinking about what we're doing. Really trying to feel every part of our body as it's moving in space. Alright, good. Okay, let's do 5 push-ups together. Here we go. 5 push-ups. Best 5 push-ups. Again, if you gotta keep your knees on the ground, that's okay. Just do your best, always. And 5 sit-ups. Excellent. And standing up. 5 squats. Here we go. Body straight ahead, looking straight ahead. All the way down. All the way up. Alright. Let's do 3 lunges on each side. Here we go. Arms out. Still controlling our breathing. Alright, and let's do 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. Again, feeling the joy of you pushing your body a little bit outside its comfort zone. Because you know that's where the growth is. Alright, everyone, and standing up. Reach for the ceiling on your toes. Or the sky if you're outdoors. Today I happen to be indoors. If you're outdoors, reach for that sky. If you're indoors, reaching for that ceiling. You may not touch it yet, or ever, but we're going to reach, we're going to strive, just like we do in life, no matter what. Okay, now reach for your toes. Again, it's okay if you don't touch your toes, but keep your knees straight. Reaching for your toes, feeling the pull in the back of your leg, not the pain, just a little bit of a pull. All right, come on up and
when the morning comes, I watch you rise. There's a paradise they couldn't capture, that bright infinity inside your eyes.
매일 밤 내게 날아가 이런 것도 잊은 채 나 웃으며 너를 만나 Never ending forever baby. 세상을 만들어주는 걸 너는 내 별이자 나의 호주니까 지금 이 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘 우리는 너로 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓고 너와 함께 날아가 When I'm without you I'm crazy 자 어서 내 손을 잡아 We are made of each other baby You are my universe and I just want to put you first
from Sergio Roberto, Leo Messi!
Good morning, guys. I remember hearing Tony Robbins in one of his videos a long time ago say that there are 6 psychological needs, human needs, that we all have. And the one that stood out for me was the one where he talks about this need for certainty, the need of knowing that everything is going to be okay. So we all have that. And I believe that one of the things that can improve our lives immensely is understanding some of the stresses, anxieties, worries, doubts, fears that lead to, in some cases, addictions to food, sugar, you name it, anything. We can become addicted to anything. There's a great power in that addiction. And what it is I believe, is that we have a certainty. We know that if we do that thing, we're going to feel a certain joy, a pleasure. Well, I'm telling you that the greatest certainty we have is that we can use determination and that power and channel it to do something great. Have a great day, everybody. Good morning, guys.
Most of what you've been taught about money up to this point has been a myth, and now you're seeing the truth.
You finance your life. You either pay interest to somebody or you give up earning interest. If you're willing to pay interest or give up earning interest, you don't understand how money works. What we're talking about officially here is how money works.
Welcome back, everybody. Another week, another wealth webinar. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for dealing with a little bit of the tech issues we had today. But you know what? One of the most important things about today is the aha moment. When you're talking about the infinite banking concept, you're literally talking about a financial concept, a financial process that will allow you to take back the banking functions in your life. But one of the biggest problems I have and that I see is a lot of people think they know what they don't know. And I'm going to give you an example. Back when I was a financial advisor from the early 2000s all the way up to 2018, when I retired and hung my hat up as a financial advisor, I will tell you this, not one time during my entire financial advisory experience and journey did I ever, or was I ever told about the infinite banking concept. I knew all about whole life, knew all about all sorts of insurance. I knew about everything, or at least I thought I knew about everything. And it all came down to this one moment where I was shown this concept, what you're all going to learn, the infinite banking concept. I was shown this while talking to a real estate investor who was lending me money. The first response I had, because remember, as a financial advisor, and at that point about 14 years, in my mind, I knew everything there was in the financial industry. I knew all the products, I knew all the tricks, and I knew all the strategies. So when I heard about this and the way that Mike, that investor, explained it to me, I'm like, no freaking way. And he explained it very simple. He said, guaranteed interest, dividends, in a tax-free environment, protected against judgments and liens, private, don't have to report it to the government, and it provides a legacy. And when you use your money, you still earn interest and dividends on all of the money, even though you get to use it to make money a second time. When I heard all of that, all I could articulate is that each one of those little things I was trying to fit into a box, a financial box. And as I got down that line of what Mike told me, I couldn't figure out what the box was. But you see, I knew all about it the entire time, but I couldn't make sense of it. When I finally grasped this concept, I remember vividly, I went to my old general agent, okay? So I worked for a company called New York Life. That's where I started my career. It's not where I finished, but it's where I started. I knew the manager there very well. His name was John. And I took John out for lunch because I had nobody else to really ask this question to. And when I sat him down, I said, John, I just have one question for you. Do you know and have you known what the infinite banking concept is? And he very quickly said, yes, I know exactly what it is. It's kind of like what banks do. And he goes into that. And I said, okay, John, I spent 14 years at New York Life. All those years, I was one of your top 3 advisors. I said, why is it that you would have not taught us? Why is it that Walt, our training manager, would not have taught us about this amazing concept that would have changed my clients' lives, that would have helped my clients solve their problems? Why is this not shown to the advisors and the agents that you recruit? Took a bite of his food very calmly, and he said, you know, Chris, I want you to remember back to when you just started as an agent. And I said, okay, I remember. He said, you remember the room that you were in, that new org room? I said, oh yeah, I remember it vividly. Walt was up front teaching us and you were there. And he's like, yep. He said, how many people were in that room? And I vividly tried to remember. It was a pretty full little conference room. So I'm like, I don't know, 20, 22? And he said, yeah, there was 23 people in that room, give or take. And he said, now I want you to think through the first year, when you were back in that room the next year, how many of that new org group were left? And I thought through, I said, well, maybe there was 10. And he said, pretty close. He said, go to the third year. How many of the new orgs that you started with, those 23 people, were left after the third year? And I had to think long and hard about this. And I'm like, third year. I'm like, there was me. It was just me. And he said, so in 3 years, we went from 23 potential financial advisors to you, 1. He said, that's about the average. And he said, that's if you make full commissions on all the things you are. You see, this is an industry that's very hard to survive in, and very few make it, but the ones that do very well. So he then said to me, so in order for us to have maintained that type of retention of advisors, he said, if we taught all of you day 1 about the infinite banking concept, about how to design this policy so that it really benefits the client with high early cash value, and so that when you design that, you have to load it up with paid up additions, reduce the base, and what does that do to your compensation? I said, you're right, John. We have a commission that is 60 to 90% less than what the regular life insurance product sells. He said, right. So you've got this product that only works for the infinite banking concept, especially designed and engineered whole life, that now reduces your compensation by 60 to 90%. Let me reframe that question. 23 start, the second year about 10, the last year are you still there if you made 60 to 90% less? I had an aha moment. You see, the truth is I wouldn't have been there. I wouldn't have been able to make it. There's no way I could have made it. There's no way any of those agents would have had a fighting chance if all they did was the infinite banking concept, because we needed the full commission. So much so that the insurance company actually gave us it was like a allowance. I can't remember what they called it in the beginning, just so we could survive. This is a tough industry, folks. So in today's training, I've got a guest who I'm going to introduce in a second, but what we're going to talk about is the myths. But we're also going to talk about the one thing I say a lot, which is Will Rogers' quote, the biggest problem in America is not what people don't know. The biggest problem in America is what people think they know that just ain't so. I'll give you an example. You have probably heard this one before, that the Great Wall of China can be seen from space, right? Myth. You can't see the Great Wall of China from space, but you've been probably told that in your life. Let me go on one other one. Believing that Columbus proved the earth was round. On his grand voyage, Christopher Columbus sailed the mighty seas and proved that the earth was round. Bullshit. Everybody knew the earth was round prior to that, at least almost everybody. But that's what we've been told, right? Columbus discovered the earth was round. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. These are just a few of the myths. So let me then rephrase the question is, in the financial world, in what most of you are taught and most of you are operating under the pretense of in the financial world, is it the truth or is it a myth? Now, that's what we're going to talk about today. And I got one more. This is a really unique one. And Nelson Nash said this. So I'm going to read it verbatim. When people truly grasp the infinite banking concepts, they rush to act, not because they're being sold, but because for the first time, they see the truth. When we transition that mindset over to the thing called the Grand Canyon, once you've seen the Grand Canyon in person, no amount of explanation, no amount of photos can ever show you that same thing that you saw in person. It can't compare. It changes how you think, folks. The infinite banking concept is exactly the same. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. My guest, Marty, has been in this industry a long time. We talk to Marty all the time, and I'm going to turn it over to him because he's definitely studied Nelson Nash. He's been using and talking about this for years, but I'm going to turn it over to him because he had this thing that he sent out to all of us brokers, and I thought it was fantastic. But I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'm going to let him explain to you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at something, and I'm going to frame this up. We're going to look at something that will blow your mind. That once you see it, you will never, ever be able to unsee it. Once you see what we're going to teach you today, I promise you, no one that ever tells you buy term, invest, the difference is better will ever hold any water to you. You will know the mathematics and the proof because I'm going to break it down. But let me turn it over to Marty. Marty, welcome to Wealth Webinar.
Well, thanks so much, Chris. I really appreciate being here. It's a lot of fun. Great to be with your audience here. I love listening to you. I love that opening video. Rock'em sock'em, man. I'm telling you, I believe that more than anything. That is my passion there. So it's quite astonishing to me that it's just wonderful to hear people say this. And this is the kind of guidance, the kind of truth telling that needs to take place, certainly with the people that we deal with, because we want everybody to become their own banker. We want them to understand the infinite banking concept so that they get it. And the thing is, just like you said, and I spent a lot of time with Nelson Nash and while he was alive here. And the crazy thing about Nelson is that he just, when you understood the concept, it's exactly what you were saying. We don't sell the concept. People see it, they recognize it, they understand what it's going to be. So I don't know if it's possible, Chris, but you might, if you could use the whiteboard behind you there, I wanted to see if you could draw a little picture for me.
Certainly.
And this
let me
kind of a moment that sort of made me understand things. So if you could put a line straight across that board, we'll call that the zero line, just right in the middle, the zero line. So if you think of yourself as a young person there, where do you start out? Well, normally you don't have money, whatever, but hey, you might have a job. That's great. So what's the first thing you're going to do? Well, I live in New York City, so I just hop on the subway lots of times here. But if you don't live in the city, you might want a car, or you'll need a car to get where you want to go. So the thing is, in order to get that money for that, what do you got to do? Well, you have a job. So people are willing to do what? Lend you money, right?
Absolutely.
So if they're going to lend you money, so let's say you take a loan, right? And so you're at the zero line to begin with. So if you just draw a line straight down, like if you think of the axis there, right? You're gonna draw a line from the zero line down, say like, imagine it's gonna cost you whatever it is, 25, 30, 40, whatever the car would cost at the time. So if you just had a little, no, I just want you to draw, starting to your far left, on your left, right? Just, I want you to draw a line down,
Let's balance. Grab one leg, find that balance, bend the other knee. Well done, everyone. Keep going. Keep thinking about what you're doing right now. And switch. Again, feel the pull on the front of the thigh. Bend the other leg. Find that balance. If you lose it, just try to work hard to get it back and then hold it there. Excellent. All right, now let's hug our knee. Here we go, all the way up. And try to steady that other foot on the ground. Bend the knee if you have to and pull all the way up. Hold it for 10. Always working hard to find that balance. Where we balance our thoughts, our mind, balance our bodies, wherever we are in space. All right, and switch. Just always think of safety too. Make sure you have enough space, clearance around you, in case you do lose your balance. Hold it there. Well done. Okay, good. And let's sit down, everybody. And reaching for our toes, straight knees again. Reaching is what matters. If you don't get to your toes, that's okay as long as you're reaching. Feeling the pull on the back of your legs. Not the pain, just a little bit of a pull. Okay, V shape with your legs. Now reach for the floor as far away from your body as you can. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Okay, now reach for one side and hold it there again. Always thinking about the moment, thinking about what we're doing right now. Experiencing the joy of being able to reach for something to help our bodies get better. And switch the other side. See, you can do this almost anytime, any place. You can work on your mind and your body wherever you go in life, in everything you do, not just in exercise and stretches. All right, here we go. And let's do feet together. Gently push your knees down with your elbows and hold it there for 10 seconds. If you feel your breathing going on autopilot or becoming automatic again, take control of it. Deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. One leg forward, one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Hold it there. 10 seconds. And switch to the other side. Knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Always remembering that you are the boss of your mind, and your mind is the boss of your body. That makes you the big boss. You get to control yourself. You get to use your determination no matter what. All right. And let's roll onto our bellies and push the floor. Looking up at the ceiling. Cobra stretch. Here we go. Hold it for 10 seconds. Feeling that nice stretch in our lower back, neck, back of our arms. All right, and legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Taking deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, activating that third eye, that mind's eye that we all have. We can't see it, but we know it's there. So use your mind's eye right now to see yourself doing the best you can today when that music goes on whatever 2 exercises, stretches you've chosen to do. For me, today I'm going to be holding the push-up position for one song, the first song, and then I'm going to be holding the squat position for the second song, as long as I can. And if I happen to let go or not be able to hold it, I'm going to continue on until that song's over. What about you? You can put on your own 2 songs today, and you can do your own exercises. But think about which exercises you're going to do right now, safely within the space you have. You can do what I'm doing. You can listen to what I'm listening to. or you can choose your own. But whatever you do, determine right now, see in your mind what you will do when that music goes on. All right, determination, here I go, holding the push-up position. And let's go, whatever you're doing, whatever you've decided, let's see it. Let's see your best. Here we go together. Let's go, determination, let's go. Looking forward to being better than we were last time, a little bit more than last time. See if I can hold it for the whole song, let's see. Wasn't able to do it last time we did this together. Or the last time I did it on my own, but I'm going to work at it right now. Because I love the process of trying to get better at something. Whether it's building strength in my body, building strength in my mind, working on creating nothing but positive images, thoughts, visions in my mind, working on being the best human being I can be. What about you? What is it for you? Whatever it is, just enjoy the process of learning, growing together, whatever we're doing. And sometimes we're going to feel that discomfort. Like right now, I can already feel my muscles already uncomfortable. But then I can feel my determination saying, I get to determine whether I'm going to stop or keep going, no matter what. You too, let's go, determination, let's go. Alright. Didn't get through the whole song, but I'm gonna get right back at it again. Song's not over, we gotta keep going. There we go, shaking it up. Not being mad that we didn't get to where we want to be yet, but feeling happy that we get to go at it again. Here we go. Always thinking about our breathing. Always thinking about finishing strong, no matter what. Always going right to the end, finishing what we set out to do, no matter what. More in me. I know I got a little bit more. We gotta keep going. You too, whatever you're doing, keep going. Determination, keep going. Let's go. It's not over yet. The song's still playing. Focus on that breathing. Good air in. Bad air out. Here we go. Another round. I love the process of building our true great self through exercising our bodies and our minds together. Oh, that's the next song, all right. Good morning, guys. Top 10 rules for success. Today, Robert Kiyosaki, in his last page, identifies his 10 rules for success. And the one that stands out for me today is number 1. Experience makes you smarter. And then he goes on to talk about good debt versus bad debt and the value of education and understanding how to use it. You see, most of us view debt as a bad thing. We don't want to be in debt. We want to know that we are in the green column, so to speak, that we're moving forward, we're progressing, that we don't owe anything, we're not falling behind. But Robert Kiyosaki shares with us his wisdom of changing our mindset and changing the way we look at that, because he gives his experience when he first, or when he was starting out, he bought property, he bought commercial buildings, and he put nothing down. And he had debt, but every month that money would grow because he invested in something that was going to make his money grow. I hope this helps everyone. Have a great day.
Just like halfway, right? And then I want you to say a year later, nope, you don't have to do that, but it's okay. You're going to draw a line like you're taking a loan. So you're going to draw it like halfway down.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Let's do
Right.
that
So
right
just draw a line down showing that you're going to take a loan, right? Just straight down.
Yep.
All right. So now what do you do when you have a loan? Well, you got to pay it back. So how do you do that? Well, you're going to stair step it back up to the 0 line. So it's like a stairs.
Yep. Monthly
going
payment,
back
monthly
up.
payment,
That's
monthly
it,
payment.
like 4
monthly
years.
payment.
You're going to pay it up, and so it goes up. So that's great. So what happens the next time you got to take a loan?
Same thing.
Same thing. You can go down, and then you're going to step it back up, right? All right. So after you've taken a loan, where do you end up at?
Same place you started.
The 0 line. Now, but there's other people the way that they can do it, right? There's other people, myself included, was a saver. So what would I have to do in order to buy a car? Well, I'd have to delay my gratification. So if you just draw a line in the opposite direction, if you just stair step up the line like that, if you go stair stepping up just like that, that's right. Stair step it up there till you get to that point and then stop. And so what is going to happen when it's the best day and the worst day when you accumulate your money, right? What are you going to have to do? We're going to have to take a loan. I mean, you don't take a loan. I mean, you're going to spend your cash, right? And once you spend all your money, what line are you at again?
You're back at the 0 line.
That's great. And then when you want to, and so what do you have to start doing right away? You have to
start saving again. So we got
stepping it up again. Keep it going up. Keep it going up. And then you get to that point, and what do you have to do? You spend it.
But we got ourselves a cool car in the driveway here.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Yeah. But guess what happens? This is the way that normal people live. You
That's the way
either,
I used to live.
right? The whole point about this is if you don't have money, you either have to take a loan and pay interest to somebody else, or if you're a saver, you spend money and you're never going to earn interest on that money again. That's just the great rule. You finance your life. You either pay interest to somebody or you give up earning interest. It's a horrible situation. How many times did you have to do this before you realized, guess what? What's the difference between somebody who saves money and the difference who has the loan? Oh, they end up in the same place. They're at the 0 line.
Yeah.
Wow. What a horrible situation. But then I ran into Nelson Nash and a few other people, right? And so what did they teach me? Well, they said, well, you think that most people think that there are only 2 ways to finance your life. But guess what? There is a third way. And that third way is if you are able to become your own banker. So what does that mean? What's the whole difference there? That 0 line is a terrifying thing when you're there, you're just starting out, you're married, you're having kids, and where you get? You run up into the same place. How do you get ahead? That's the terrible place I always felt. But think about this. What happens when you have a life insurance policy, a dividend paying cash value whole life insurance policy, the best financial product that's ever been created? If you would plot the way that cash value would grow in that policy, what would that line look like on this graph? It would be sort of you'd start at the 0 line. It wouldn't be a linear line. It would be an exponential line like that. So now think about this. What is the title of Nelson's book? Becoming Your Own Banker. So what does that mean to become your own banker?
Take back
Well, that
control.
means
functions.
You take back control. This is all about taking back control. This is what you want to do. You want to be at the mercy of the market? No, I want to be with the life insurance policy, the dividend paying whole life insurance policy that works on guarantees and dividends. Oh, what happened? Oh, hey, Chris, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
My life, all my whole life insurance policies, what's happening to the cash value today? Is it growing?
It has to grow. Can't do anything
What
else.
happened yesterday?
It
Oh, it
grew.
grew too. What's going to happen tomorrow?
Well, you'll have more money today than you did
It just
yesterday.
keeps going. So think about this. So Chris, take a point on that line, that tilted line there, and pretend that you're gonna borrow from your policy.
Okay.
So you're
So
gonna
we're
gonna
gonna
go
go right
down. Right. So we're gonna take a loan. So we're gonna go down, right? And then what do? We're gonna repay the loan, and we step it back up. But take a look now. We've repaid the loan, and where am I? Am I at the zero line, or am I at a higher point on that? Am I at the higher point on my exponential line?
You're higher because the cash never stopped. You didn't lose this earning potential, that opportunity for your money to earn. Your money continued to earn. And when you
That's
took
right.
the money, you didn't use your money. You used the insurance company's money.
I use the insurance company's money. Exactly. So what happens if I take another loan? Let's say I take an even bigger loan because I have more money I can borrow and I pay it back. Where is it
Same
always
thing.
going to end up?
Same
Higher.
place.
It's going to end up, it's always going to be higher. I mean, when you think of this phenomenon, if you just look at this picture, if you're not doing this concept, if you're not taking control of your financial life, if you're willing to pay interest or give up earning interest, you don't understand how money works. What we're talking about officially here is how money works. This is the way that we need to do this. This is the way that we grow it. Because the crazy thing about this, when you create your own dividend paying cash value whole life insurance, you really have an excellent idea of where you're going to be in the future, right? If I was a 30-year-old and I put $1,000 a month into that policy, 40 years from now, when I'm 70 years old, when they're going to tell me I can take Social Security for a 30-year-old these days, how much money am I going to have in this one little financial vehicle that I have here? It's going to be over 1.2 million bucks. Think about that. I know what I'm going to have it's predictable. What's my death benefit going to be? Well, it's going to be almost twice as much as that. Everything about this is working in my favor, is under my control. When I have to get a loan from someplace, what kind of forms do I have to fill out? If I go to the dealership, if I go to the bank, if I go to some other financing area, person, whatever, I'm going to have to do all this stuff. But in this way, all I have to do is call the life insurance company, and you know what they're going to ask me? You're going to say, oh, what's your bank account number and your routing number? We'll put it in there today. That's how easy it is to get a loan. Are they going to ask you a question about what you're going to do with it?
Nope.
No. The whole point about this is, and this exponential line going up is a great way for everybody to understand that guess what? You're in control. You're not taking, whose money are you using? You're using the life insurance company's money. Your money never leaves the policy. You're using the process of collateralization. By collateralizing that money in the cash value in your policy, the life insurance company is willing to do this. But now think about it like this. I deal with a lot of agents in my life. So I'm driving down the highway in New Jersey. I was driving down Route 17 and I'm with another agent and he's telling me, oh, I'm going to buy a brand new Mercedes. I'm going to trade it in. And so I said, great. Now, how are you going to do it? He says, oh, well, I'm going to get a loan from Mercedes. I said, what? He says, oh, yeah. I didn't qualify for 0% financing. I qualified for Mercedes financing. I said, oh, okay, great. So the point is you're going to trade in your car. You're going to get a new one. You're going to pay back interest. You're going to have to pay back principal and interest. It was like $48,000 in principal. If you totaled the interest, what they expected over the next 60 months, it was going to be another, almost $4,800, right? The way it was. So I said, and what are you going to have to show for it at the end of 5 years? Well, you got a 5-year-old car. And then what are you going to do? Well, I'll probably trade it in again and do this. I said, but think about this. After all the times that we've talked about becoming your own banker, let's say you went down to the dealership and you had a life insurance policy. You go to the dealership, they say, hey, I said, if I were to buy this car in cash, if I was going to pay this car in cash, how much would it cost me? Well, let's say you're the worst negotiator possible. No, it's going to cost $48,000 whether you pay cash or whether you finance it. What do you care? All right. It's just one of those things. So what you do, you call the life insurance company, you get the money, you pay the cash for the car. And then what do? Well, you're going to be a good banker, right? You're either going to pay back what you would have paid back to the dealership, or you pay back what the life insurance company wants. It doesn't matter in terms of interest, because what's going to happen at the end of those 5 years? At the end of those 5 years, every time you pay back a loan, it's paying back the principal portion there, right? So the point about this is every dollar that you repay for a policy loan, the entire loan principal, the entire loan interest shows back up in whose pocket? Well, it shows back up in your pocket. That's what this is all about. Not only do you have the 5-year-old car, but you have the total loan principal, the total loan interest, plus there's a third element that we don't talk about. And that third element is the growth in the contract as it is on that exponential line going up towards $1 million there. So there's really 3 components. You get back what? You get back the loan principal, the loan interest, plus the growth in the contract there. That's how it works there. That's why the line continues to go up. That's why at the end of this, of your life, whatever, or the end when you're going to start taking money maybe to supplement your retirement or supplement.
Time for some squats, holding the squat position. What about you? What are you going to do next? Let's go, determination. Here we go. Ready? All right. If you're doing what I'm doing, just try to keep your feet flat on the floor, looking straight ahead, going as far down as you can, your bottom towards the ground, and holding it there as long as you can until that music's done. Because our music, you know the truth, our music's never done. Our energy, our determination is built to last, to get through anything. Let's go, determination, let's go. If you're sweating, that's good. Feel your body releasing some of that fluid, some of that old fluid, and water. Make sure you drink lots of water when we're done. Make sure you always fill your body with good food. All right. And here we are again.
Can this be real? It's like I'm living a dream, but it's how everyone feels. We all unite with one feel. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time sing, we can dance, we are strong. Hold on tight from afar. We unite.
Here we go.
Ah, yeah, here we go, ah, yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah, yeah, here we go, ah, yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah, yeah, here we go, ah, yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah, yeah, here we go, ah, yeah. This is the time of our lives. What we see, destiny. Realize now we all know the greatest. Ah, yeah, here we go, ah, yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah, yeah, here we go, ah, yeah. This is the time of our.
De Jong to Messi. Leo Messi with a chance here, and Leo Messi scores.
Right hand, Alba puts it back in, and it's Messi on the far post.
Good morning, guys. All right, I want to share a funny story with you today. This made me laugh when I saw it. This is from Evan Carmichael. You guys know I'm a big fan. He's a mentor for me. And when I went to his last filming session, he showed myself and another young lady that was there his painted nails as a way of showing. And those of you that follow him will know the story anyhow. But he's got these painted nails right now, and it's not something he felt comfortable doing, but he did it anyway. And he was trying to prove to himself and to everyone, help everyone understand, you got to get out of your comfort zone. But when I first saw it firsthand, and he showed me, and I looked at it, I thought, wow, that looks funny. But then I was laughing because I thought, good for him, and amazing in terms of the inspiration for me. Once we get uncomfortable, actually, we can have a lot of fun with it because we can laugh about it. So, that's one of the big things for us to grow and be on this path of infinite mind wealth. Have a great day, everybody.
Your income in later years, it's all going into for whose benefit? It all goes in to your benefit. That's what this whole point is about here. And this was the moment for me when I realized my whole early years of working and trying to get ahead, whatever, I saved, but then what happened? I had to spend it. And then I had to start saving again. And my wife would always say to me, well, how much money do we have in the bank? I said, well, we got a car. Great. That's great. What are we going to eat tonight? Oh, okay. Well, I got to start saving again. That's the crazy part about this. The point is, imagine at an early age, start putting in the amount of money that you would have spent for your first car and do it where? You put it inside a life insurance policy, inside this most wonderful product that's ever been created. What is going to happen then? Well, then you take control of your financial life. This is just the beginning. This is for my son. This is for the Smithburg Family Bank. Ultimately, that's going to happen. How many of these policies do I own? Well, I'm going to keep owning them as my income and success in life increases there. When I first met Nelson Nash, Chris, how many policies did he own?
Oh gosh, I don't remember from the book. It was a lot. Was it like 50 or was it over
When I
100?
met him, he had 43 policies that he
Yeah.
owned individually.
Hmm.
He owned them individually on himself, on his wife, on his adult children, on every
I'm
grandchild.
catching up, catching up.
And he was an entrepreneur, so every business he had, he insured all his entrepreneurial partners too, and kept those policies. Because how
Smart.
long do you want to pay your policy? How long do you want to pay your premium?
As long as I can.
Now, the crazy thing is, I'll bring this up. Unfortunately, this past year, terrible. My wife, she lost her battle to cancer after 6 years. It was pretty tough. But I had my son come over. I had all my life insurance policies. That obviously she was the primary beneficiary. Now he became the primary beneficiary out of the bank. And so I said to him, I said, dude, that's what we always say in New York City, because you don't want to say your kid's name in New York City because who knows who's going to be walking behind you to defer, whatever. I mean, that's the way it used to be. That's the way it still is. Crazy. But the point was, I said to him, let's lay out all the 5 policies. Let's look at where we are right now. So write down these 3 numbers: the premium, the cash value, and the death benefit, right? What's everything current there, right? So we did that for 5 policies. And so I said, the real issue becomes now, who is going to be the recipient of the Smith Burke Family Bank? I said, you are. That's it. You're going to be it there. So let's write the numbers down. So my question to you is, what are you going to do in terms? Should I continue to pay the premiums? Or let's say I can't pay the premiums. Do you want to continue to pay the premiums? Because who's going to be the beneficiary? Well, you are, right? So, and how long do we want to pay them? So we did this. So I said, hey, take a look at me. What do you think? You think I got another 10 years, right? So I said, all right, let's put down what it currently is. I said, would this be a lot of money to you right now? He says, yeah, of course it would, right? So I said, 10 years from now, we continue to pay the premiums. Is there more, less, or the same amount of money in terms of the cash value and death benefit? Oh, no, it's significantly higher. What about 20 years from now? What about when I'm age 100? No. Everything about this is everything that we have here. It's kind of like all the property we have, obviously life insurance policies are property. So the point about this is, I want to give you as much as possible. I want to give you my human life value. And the way that I've really engineered it is to put it inside of the life insurance policies here. This is for you. He was born when I was around 33, right? So now now I'm getting up there in age. So I said, son, if I live to age 100, how old are you going to be? Well, I'm going to be around 66, right? So if he's 66, I said, how much money do you think will be available? Think about what the death benefit is. Let's say the death benefit at my age 100 is going to be $5 million, right? So let's say that if you listen to what the banks and your financial advisors or your employer, or what your employer's telling you what to do, is to put money where? Oh, put it in the 401k. Oh man, come on. You got to put money in a 401k. You got to put it in the qualified plan, right? How much money would have to be in a 401k 33, well, less than 33 years from now, but let's say 27 years from now, so that you could walk away with $5 million tax-free?
Would it be about 7.5 million? Well, it depends on your tax bracket, but
Oh, I'm an idiot. I live in New York City too.
yeah.
So not only do I have New York State, I have New York City, right? It's almost like 50% taxes there. So you'd have to have almost 10 million bucks over the course of the next 27 years to get 5 million tax-free. Think about that. How is that going to be possible based on what you're allowed to put into them?
I'm going to do the math here. How much would you even have to save? Is that so to get $10 million over how many years? 27?
Right.
27 years. You'd need to save $370,370 per year, which is impossible because you can't put that much into a 401k under the laws. So it would be physically almost impossible for you to get $10 million in a 401k over that period of time, unless you literally found the rock star of stocks that gave you a return of, what would it be, 1,000%? I don't know. More than you'll ever get.
Let's face it. So the point about this is, so I've always said to him, where should you put your money? Well, don't worry about where you put your money, because we want to use the concept of leverage. We want to leverage my life, your mom's life, right? Because we want to build the biggest thing we can. We want to create the most amount of wealth using the least amount of money. That's primary rule. I mean, that's
Marty, what you just said there, I can't comprehend why. Now, I did this. My mom's no longer insurable. She had open heart surgery back a few years ago after the pandemic, and anyway, we won't go there, but so she can't get her anymore. But like, I always felt, when I was an advisor, one of the best places I could put money is into premium for my mom. Not only did I buy my mom a couple life insurance policies and pay for them, I do the same for my daughter. I do the same for my wife. But, I also bought her long-term care, because I didn't want that to take everything that she had and her to get terrible care. But like, think of that return that we just went over with yours, for $5 million. And here's the other thing too, that people are like, well, I don't want to put money into a whole life policy that, the insured is my parents, because I won't have any money to use and I wouldn't be able to. But they're forgetting that there's this cash value, which you haven't hit yet. So, I mean, this is like one of the greatest places that a son or a daughter, one of the greatest places they could put money, if their parents are still insurable. Like, they absolutely should have a policy on their parents. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a great place to put money. And although not an investment, because there's no risk here, you can't duplicate that kind of a return.
What, you mean life insurance isn't an investment?
Nope. Well,
no, it's
when you say life insurance isn't, a VUL is, an IUL should be called an investment, although it's not.
Well, they should be, but this isn't. Here we're working with contractual guarantees. Here we're working with dividends. Here we're working with companies that have paid dividends for over 100 consecutive years. It's maddening. It's maddening. Plus, you're able to access this. I said to my son, the great thing about this is, guess what? Susie Orman or the financial entertainer, Dave Ramsey, whatever, they're saying like, oh yeah, but look, your cash value grows, and then how much of it is death benefit? Well, how much of that premium did you actually pay in order to get that death benefit? The point is, the cash value grows inside the contract, and what can you do? Access it. So I said to my son, whatever business idea you have, where are you going to, you have a business idea and you need capital, who are you going to go to? Who are you going to go to?
One thing, Marty, that people are saying, I'm just looking at the chat here. People are saying that I was trying to, when we were doing this last example, I was trying to pin this up. So Stephen, Craig, you guys are saying you couldn't see this when Marty was talking?
Yeah, I mean, I can see
I can see it. It's just that we have all four of us pinned down.
No,
here.
it's on speaker mode. So as long as Chris is talking, it pops up.
Yeah, but I was trying to do it where I could just pin this.
I can pin it. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, so just pin this up there, and then Marty, like, a lot of people didn't really see this, but that's okay. And then this is what we were just talking about here. We were just kind of looking at a legacy plan, really, just putting money in. Your son, you were explaining to him, like, this is the place where you should want to put your money. But anyway, sorry about that. I'll let you keep going, Marty. I just was reading the comments. I wanted to make sure everybody was seeing the screen.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I'm trying to point out over here is not only, I kept saying to my son, the wonderful thing about, the becoming your own banker is you don't have to wait till you die to access that money. We have access to that money right now. What kind of business do you want? I said, if you're going to go buy a car, who are you going to finance it through? Or are you going to finance it through the Smithburg Family Bank using one of these policies here? Who are you going to pay it back to? Well, if you don't use your own policy, to whom are you going to pay? Well, you get a loan from one of my policies, whatever, and you're going to pay it to, because who ultimately is going to be the recipient of that death benefit or access to that cash value again? That's going to be you. That's the whole point about this thing. This is the way that it's going to work over here. And what everybody needs to understand is that zero line is the way most Americans live. It is a terrible, terrible thing that affects all of us. And most of us are blind to it there, because it
to where it all begins. Where it all begins and never ends. That source, that oneness, that consciousness, that awareness. That we know is in all of us. That power to determine, to control our minds. You see, nobody else, nothing else in this universe can do what you do every day. In the gym of life. Only you, human being, only you, infinitely intelligent being, can do the ultimate. Only you can control your mind, your thoughts, and therefore your feelings. But it takes a lot of hard work. It takes, first of all, believing that you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself, your mind health, your chance at mind wealth is not possible. But that's not the way it was meant to be. You were born to win. Control over your mind, your thoughts. To have and be all you were meant to be. And that means believing 100% in who you really are. And that is the key to your mind health and your mind wealth, your happiness, your freedom, your success, your infinite peace and love towards everything and anything is possible. It's all because of you, your determination, united with all of our determination, creates that oneness, that consciousness, determination. And that's why I love you, determination, wherever you are. I miss you, I miss being in your presence, but here today, we united. We enjoyed this process fully. And the way we do or did this is the same way we can do anything, including being the best for all those around us, wherever we are right now. So keep going, determination. Keep working on controlling your mind. Because that's for all your health, mind health, your happiness, your freedom, all your love that can never be taken away. I love you, everyone. Have a great week. Until the next time.